What should Christians really do? Whether they're here in the US or all over the world, what should Christians do in response to the conflict in the Middle East right now between Israel and Palestine and any of the other warring factions?
Well, first, it's just a heart of compassion for both sides. There are Palestinians that have no guilt into this thing whatsoever, but they're trapped by Hamas. And what are they going to do in Gaza, right? They're trapped. They can't go anywhere. And I've been in Gaza as a journalist. I'm telling you, it's an apocalyptic wasteland. What Hamas has set into motion, the damage, the destruction is apocalyptic. It's just horrible. And so we need to have a heart of compassion for Israelis who got invaded and also having a heart of compassion for the Palestinians. To keep it simple, Teddy, this is what we say at the Josh Fund. We want to encourage Christians to learn, pray, give, and go. Those four things. It sort of takes everything that we're talking about and makes it simple. Learn, pray, give, go. That's why we have those educational resources inside the Epicenter podcast, All Israel News, the Rosenberg Report, because these allow you to learn what is really happening, but to see it from a source that you can trust and from a biblical worldview. The more you learn about what's happening here, as well as God's heart and plan and purpose, the more you're going to pray. And not just in general terms, which is fine. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. Good. Well, we need peace. We need people praying for peace. And the release of the hostages, okay, that prayer has been answered. Millions and millions of people are praying because the more they learned, the more they understood how to pray. And again, now you'll know how to pray for individual congregations and pastors on the front lines and in the center of the country, the Israeli Bible Society and so forth. The more you learn, the more you're likely to pray consistently, effectively, and focused. And then you maybe move to give. And the Joshua Fund, of course, is a ministry where you can just go to joshuafund.com. It's all tax deductible for American citizens and Canadians. There's a Canadian section there too. So learn, pray, give. And then we just had a group of American evangelical youth pastors and their wives that we financed to come over and see the land and ask their tough questions, because young evangelicals are really confused and increasingly turning against Israel. They do not see Israel and the Jewish people the way their parents and grandparents have. That's a problem, and it's a problem because we haven't, as an overall church, educated them well biblically. I don't mean politically. I'm talking about biblically, God's love and heart for Israel and the Jewish people. So we brought a group of pastors over, a delegation. We brought them to take a boat ride on the Sea of Galilee. We took them to meet survivors of October 7th. 3 different survivors. We showed them a classified film that very few people are allowed to see of the atrocities. I invited them to come and meet the president of the country, President Isaac Herzog, who I have built a relationship with, a friendship with, Lynn and I have. And so this was an extraordinary trip of 50 people, very focused, very targeted. To stand with Israel is wonderful, but to stand in Israel, to meet local believers, local pastors, to understand not just the dead stones of all the history, but the living stones, what Jesus is raising up right now. That is super exciting. So learn, pray, give, go.